Hello there, welcome to bitparade.co.uk's look at Valkyria Chronicles. This is the PC version. We've been sent a code for this by Sega. It's a couple of days before release, so there are a couple of issues that I've got, mainly with the controls, that may well get patched in. We'll see, but I'll talk about that as we go through. Not that far in. I've spent a lot of time with the game, but in terms of missions, I'm not that far in. I did have the PlayStation 3 version, or I still have it. Barely got anywhere in it. I have a friend who played it a lot, and he basically said, yeah, put 35 hours in and felt like I hadn't really got anywhere. So it's quite a big game. He's definitely got further than I have. I remember watching it, but I've just kind of encountered some of the tougher enemies. The game sort of really kicked on. Like I've just seen that cutscene that's just been on there. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I haven't really played enough to review it yet, but we'll get to that point. So yeah, if you haven't played it, it's a strategy RPG. So I will sort of like Battalion Wars. It's got which is probably more obscure than Valkyria Chronicles, to be perfectly honest. But it's the sort of Advance Wars. Just say units, I guess, but with that 3D movement that you look around and so you see. Ignore the time. I've mainly spent a lot of time not doing a lot, so I'm not gonna do a mission because I don't want to spoil anything. So instead, we're going to we'll do a skirmish, and I'm not sure which one we've done. Okay, this one. This one will be quite quick, so we'll do this. Yeah, I'll go through it fairly quick. So skirmishes I've just been doing on easy because you can lose people still on skirmishes. So if someone is downed in battle, you have to get over to them or end the fight within 3 turns. Touch them, they go back to basically you can re-summon them, I guess. But if they die, that's it. They're dead. I think anyway. There is a graveyard that you can go and visit. So I've not lost anyone like that yet, but yeah. So this mission, there is basically I've got my unit split into 2. One is coming up the side to the right, as you can see. That's the 1/4. The 1 is my tank, so you pretty much always have a tank, which is the main character. And yeah, so we need to you probably can't see it, but there's a top left, I guess it says City Hall, I think. That's kind of the enemy base. We need to get there, capture their base. But this mission shows a few mechanics, so it shows a few things that you can do. So we need to position a unit. So I've got my tank guy, this guy, and that's who he's friends with at the bottom. So he works well with Alicia. I don't know who most of these people are, to be honest. He's really annoying. I have to use him quite a lot, but he's really annoying. Yeah. So who else does she like? She likes Nos and Dallas. I don't know who Nos and Dallas are. So they're clearly not part of my team. So I'm gonna. So if I right bumper, I get. This is their perks and the boosts and stuff. So this one here. Now I quite like her as a character, but she's not. She's got a pollen allergy, so picking her for this is not a great idea. But she just has night vision. Not that I need it on this, but eventually she's going to be really useful. So the pessimist on the right hand side there means that when her energy or her health gets low, she basically becomes less effective. But yeah, we're gonna pick her. I'm gonna put her here. I'm gonna put Alicia. I don't really need a sniper for this mission, but we might as well. Let's put Alicia here, and let's see. Go with Vice, shall we? So some people will recognise him. So let's bounce out this one and we'll go here. So these are the different types of characters. So obviously you've seen my tank. These are scouts, so they have a lot of really good movement. Can do a decent amount of damage, but they're pretty weak. Whereas these guys take a bit more, a bit stronger, fire a lot, but don't have the amount of range. So we'll put her here. This guy as well. Yep. This guy's a rocket launcher guy, so we'll need at least one, maybe two. City Kid, so let's pick him. And don't really need a sniper. Let's put so he's good against troopers, so let's put this guy in. Okay, so you don't have to do this on every mission. I think, well, pretty much you do actually, but you're not necessarily split. So here we go. So in terms of the port, I think this would work great with mouse and keyboard. That was my default. You know, I went in straight away with mouse and keyboard. It doesn't work that well with mouse and keyboard. The aiming's not too bad, but there's so many factors in the aiming that it doesn't work quite like that anyway. So here we go. This is the map. So we need to get up here, capture their base. There's a ladder that might be useful. This guy here, shock trooper. So there, like I say, there. If I left him one-on-one with her or the sniper, they'd just be down. But this guy, he's going to be all right. But you know, conversely, the sniper and her and Vice will take these down, and she can as well. We're behind cover at the minute. There's also someone in this area here, so ideally these guys can take out both of these, and I'll be all right. So yeah, is there anyone else we need to worry about? There is other people that we can't see up here. So yeah, like this would be great with a mouse. Let's see if I can. But you see, it just it's a bit slow and sluggish, and like if I try and select someone, it took a couple of goes there to select it, and okay, crouch. So he stood up. So let's. So we're might give her another go. Okay, accuracy boost. So she shouldn't miss, and we can take this guy out in one. Hopefully, anyway. There we go. So because I used it twice, her movement level. You see how even though I haven't moved, it's which is the bottom left. Sort of bottom underneath the yes button, you can see there's like a yellow meter or yellow orange. That's the movement. You'll see it on this one now, so I'm gonna walk Alicia forward a bit, and you'll see her movement go down. But she has a lot of movement potential, so she's gonna take cover and took this guy out. So exit turns quick. You need to exit turns quick, otherwise. See this guy who's stood here? He's just going to keep firing. So we're going to use Vice or whatever to. He's going to hop over. Oh, the motherfucking twat! So that was that's my own fault. So yeah, I'm going to have to put him back in to take this guy out, unfortunately. But I don't need all my turns on this one anyway, so. Okay. But we're going to crawl, so he'll be less visible when the guy comes down in a minute. This guy that's up here, so we'll be all right. And I've got 3 turns left. You see at the top. Any I don't use, I can save and come back. I'm gonna use 2 of them though. I might not bother with the 3rd, so I might save one. That means I can move my tank. Your tank takes 2 to use. You can see it down there. Yeah, so like I was saying, the mouse and keyboard thing, it just doesn't work too well, and it's little things like you can use on the menus you're using the cursor and it says press return to you know, to exit or to do whatever, or to select a thing. It doesn't actually work. You have to use the mouse button. That's fine. You know, it's not a huge it's not a huge burden or anything, but yeah, it's not ideal. Okay, so let's leave him there. So Rosie's one of the main characters. She should be able to. Oh, there's someone else over there as well. So you don't get shot while you're lining up, which is good. But there are other people here, so I need to get her out of there. And there we go. Don't really need to move anyone else this turn, so I'm going to save that star. Or that movement phase. So this is the enemy. You'll see sort of rough movement. If you can't see the enemy, then you just can't see them. So yeah, I left Rosie around the side there. He's just ran straight into her. Similar thing might happen here. He might take another turn because they've not got many that have any movement. So yeah, you see he's taking a bit of damage as he's moving. He's lining up some shots, and she will get a turn back at him. So the enemy's just giving up on their turns. They can't see me with anyone else. No point in moving them. They don't want to. But if I were to get all my characters up towards them, they would take all their turns and could do a lot of damage. So you get a bit of health back at the start of every turn, every phase. I don't really. I mean, this guy would be great if I could take him out, but I know what's up here, so I don't want to. Don't really want to do too much. Although I do need to move him. So, like I say, this is my rocket launcher guy. We'll just drop him. We'll put him against the wall, so he should be okay there. Cover's more important, but if you're hidden, then you know at least. I mean, well, he can fire back at people. He can fire as they move towards him. The rocket launchers and sniper guys can't. This guy can. They're just the scout. Yeah, so let's do some sniping with Catherine. Okay, now that might seem like a bit of a waste. I'm going to leg it with a take cover. Okay, like I say, exit quick. Don't waste time. Because what I want to do is he's going to finish him off, I think, Vice. But because he's ducked, he'll get some shots off at Vice before Vice gets shots off at him. So she can. Undodgeable shot, right? So she's definitely going to hit him, but she's not killed him. So I should point out I've leveled these characters up a little bit, but you don't level characters as much as you level classes. So okay, so that's just done. So I think we're safe to move Vice up. Put him against this wall though. And I am going to move Alicia up. So this, it's worth noting, is a fairly early part of the game. Now I'm not going to be able to kill this guy, but we might as well try. Oh, she's alright. Right. Don't know how I'm gonna. The movement's not good enough anyway, but let's move her up as well, because I've got a plan. But as you can see, she is not getting very far. So now we're going to move my tank. So I mean, I think the game, obviously it looks fantastic, but it holds up well on the PC. The one thing you maybe could say is it. Move one of these to cover. I think I know what's going to happen in a minute anyway. Alright, we'll leave it for this turn. Maybe something will change, I don't know, but from my when I've been playing about with it, it sort of is locked at 1080. Well, it's not locked at 1080, but only goes up as high as 1080. Now, I think this will scale fairly well. It certainly, looks nice enough. But that's maybe not for me to say. I don't really know what I'm talking about. So, okay. Sorry, I was concentrating on my next move. So there's a ladder here. We're going up this ladder. The reason we're going up this ladder is because this guy is here, and I'm gonna. Okay, showing a bit of a meal of that. But she's then gonna go back down because she is. Ooh, let's hide up here. Let's turn around though, just in case. Let's move the tank up. So yeah, a bit slow going uphill in this tank. So yeah, like I say, it seems relatively limited in terms of in terms of how good it's going to look, but it does. It looks nice, and I think that probably counts for quite a lot. Okay, I don't think I can hit anything. I don't think that's going to hit. I think it's just going to blow that tree up, but it's not even going to blow a tree up. So you see, it's, things take up a physical space, so that bullet just couldn't pass through there. And now I could take another go and move forward and hit this tank, but we're not in any rush. We'll move her forward instead. Because if I can get her onto that roof. So what I think, I might be wrong, but I think there is a okay, let's just leave her here. That'll do. Move Vice up. He's gonna. I'm gonna launch a good attack in a minute. It'll be good. It'll be worth it. I think the tank can see him, so let's move him back a bit. Now, can we hit him? Maybe not. Should have thought about that. Maybe use that sniper. Okay, so we're going to move these two to cover. But yeah, I mean, it should be noted, I guess, that with it. Oh no, it's making crouch. Okay. Right, we'll just end this turn. Because it might, it does look good. It looked good on the PS3. It still, it continues to look good. That does, I think, count for a lot, and I think it's got a reduced price and everything, but I think it does. It makes it. The PC ports they're a weird situation because when it came to this old, you maybe. Oh no. Okay, no, that's fine. We're alright. Okay, I don't know where he is. Okay, yeah. So I know what's going on there. So maybe I should have brought an engineer with me. Oh well, we'll be alright. We've only got the one tank. Yeah, so it can maybe seem like it's not necessarily worth the money sometimes with the quality of the game and you know, with the age of the game, and I don't know that it's necessarily the case with this because it is a game that you couldn't get anywhere else. And what do I risk? So if you get lucky, the engine. This is what we're going to take advantage of on the other one. But this is where a mouse would be fantastic, wouldn't it? So yeah, I can't do enough damage there. So let's just concentrate on hitting it, and that'll do. Now we could do with taking out that engineer, but let's get her onto the roof. So let's I've got a bit of drift on this controller, getting old. So you can miss with characters. It's particularly frustrating with the snipers. Okay, let's destroy this tank as well while I remember. So you see this this glowy thing here, the engine. If we hit this, it's a big if, but yeah, takes the tank out. It doesn't necessarily take out in one, but it did in that one. It said, you know, it will take one hit to do it. So we don't need this. This guy's basically done now. We don't really need him. So there's a scout and there's an engineer. She can take out the engineer. Alicia can take out the scout that's behind this tree. Yeah, I keep stepping all over the point I'm trying to make, which is a bit of a shame. So, okay, she's probably fine here, so let's leave it there. Yeah, you know what I mean, it sometimes it feels like a game isn't worth the money because it's so old, whereas I think in this case that maybe isn't so much of a factor, and yeah, it's a cheap game anyway. I mean, it's not like it's I mean, I think you can get it for about 11 quid if you shop around. So. Okay, engineer's down. That tank cannot repair itself. Your characters will heal with each turn, whereas your tanks won't, unless they're in a base, which they aren't. I don't want to move. He'll be ideal to move forward because he can cover a lot of ground, but you can see there's still 3 enemies here. Take a turn with the tank to do a bit more damage. I mean, I could go forward and then spin around and destroy it, but let's just take it out. Right, now, while that tank's still there, I can't really move him forward or her out there because the tank will do a lot of damage. That's ignoring that the shock trooper will do a lot of damage. She could probably line up another shot on this guy, but yeah, let's risk moving this guy. Let's risk moving Melville. So he's probably not going to get hit because that's, you know, his perk that he just had. This was a mistake. So you see this? Oh, he really is in trouble here. So let's take this guy. Okay, so now when he's behind cover, that increases his defense, but he's took quite a lot of damage there. So we'll just leave him for a second. We don't really need him again. So yeah, headshots are a big issue. They'll do a lot of damage. They take this tank out pretty quick, unless it's just going to keep having turns. Yike. Whoops. Well, it's out of turns, so that's good. But you see what I mean? You can leave yourself in trouble. You can. I possibly should have just took a turn with him, and just finished off this tank, but it's fine. Tank's gone. I don't need Edelweiss anymore, so we'll just leave him there rather than risk putting him out in front. So Sniper's going to get another go, and she can take out this guy. So we should be okay now to... I mean, we could just give her another 2 goes and she'd probably kill everything. But let's give Vice another go. Okay, we could do with him not missing. Yep, good. We see that walk there took quite a lot because he was out of cover, so you don't really want to be leaving yourself exposed like I just did there. Let's give this guy a go. So point blank range, I should, yeah. Let's see. So even though everyone's dead, that's not the end of the mission. I need to just go and capture the base. So we'll just, there's nothing to worry about really, but yeah. So she's got a lot of movement. She should get there. But basically, you see the strengths. I'm showing you the engineer class, but the engineer basically can repair your tanks. Not much use for anything else. But so you see the bodies here. If that's the same happens if when you're playing, or if one of your players gets downed. As long as no one touches them, you've got 3 turns to call them back. If you touch them, they get taken back. I say call them back. You 3 turns to get to them and recover them. So they get treated and you can call them in again. Or at the very least, you get to call in a reserve. You don't have to necessarily pick the same person. And it's the same with the enemy. But yeah, so if you go and walk into those enemies, they can't summon them back. I'll say summon, you know what I mean? So yeah, so that's kind of the core game. You can see I've got quite a lot here. I'm assuming this is all of them, but I don't know. So we're going to go to tab select and go to headquarters. So this is squad barracks. Let's see who's. I haven't actually messed with any of this, but okay. So these are just my people, I think. So let's exit that. Command room. Choose the members. Yeah. So I could alter out. Okay, I just got. Now I've not picked up any achievements until just then. I put it down to when I clicked on. When you get sent stuff early on Steam, it might list the achievements, but when you click on them, it takes you to the store page, or it takes you to the community page, or something like that. So it's not. They don't always pop up and things like that. You don't get trading cards or anything like that until after the game comes out, and then it all gets activated. So maybe this stuff's all on there now. So you see, you got new characters here. So she, let's see, country bred, trooper hater, good buddy. So if I go potential info, so standing on bare dirt leads to boosting concentration, raising accuracy. That's good, quite useful. For whatever reason, shock troopers aren't her thing. Attack power is lowered against shock troopers. You can see why you might not want to do that. That's the big machine gun guys. Yeah, she is enough of a disadvantage anyway. There's a lot of them on the map, you might not want to pick her. But you know, if you're depending on what type of level we're on a city, there's been desert ones, there's been country ones. You know, you might want to pick her for something. So being around close friend makes even the battlefield a little cheerier, boosting their attack power. So, you know, if you use her right, she could be quite useful. So she's from Thingy as well. What's it called? Skies of Arcadia. So pollenology, this is one of the more worrying ones. Sort of heavy pollenologies mean a steady drain of hit points when standing near too much plant life. So if you were to leave it, you know, I left Vice in the bushes and stuff there, like lying in the grass. Don't do that with her. But she's, you know, boosts attack power. Kevin, I've no idea who Kevin is. Dorothy. So yeah, this Darks and Hater. So some of the story comes into it's basically World War II, except with superpowers, ancient civilizations and stuff. And the Darksons are basically the Jews, as far as I can tell. The game gets darks, maybe the wrong word, but yeah, kind of. I mean, you're not. Afterwards, like the opening cutscene shows like a child getting shot and the family just getting mowed down, basically. And not necessarily opening cutscenes, but fairly early on, like that's. It sort of strikes you because of how pretty it is and how the very first scene sort of opens up and. It stops. You sort of, okay, actually, this is a serious game, and then it stops being a serious game for a bit. It sort of opens quite sort of. All right, okay, this is an actual war game. So yeah, I kind of appreciate that. Less so than Pig with Wings, but you know, each their own. So there you go. This is the. Sorry, let's call that back. So these are the engineers. Claudia was a new one, City Kid, so she would have been useful on that level. But the engineers aren't particularly great in terms of combat. I haven't really used one to shoot anyone yet. But if you can leave them stood behind your tank and just use them to repair your tank every turn, if you're going to take a lot of damage with the tank, they are very, very useful. And they can move a decent amount as well. They're, I think, second in terms of movement. Snipers don't move around a lot. So Hater is Imperial Hater, so essentially the Nazis. Yeah, that's a useful. In fact, that sniper seems quite useful. You know, likes the countryside, good in the dark, and hates the enemy. So that's pretty handy. Whether or not he needs to be near the enemy is another matter, because he's a sniper, so he shouldn't be getting too near the enemy anyway. But yeah, so let's exit this, and so the training, they've got experience and money. So the experience you see there, 27,000. What you do is basically so let's level up a shock trooper, or the shock trooper. So you just move across, and they're leveled up now. And they might learn new skills and things like that. So it might pop up and say something. Nope. So the rocket launcher guys, I think they're fairly useful, but their aim is to. Maybe they get better as they level up. Hope so. And the weapons get better for them, because yeah, you know, it's frustrating when they miss. Especially as they have a limited amount of ammo and they can't move very far. They can't counter anyone. They're very, very vulnerable for you know, considering they're the big guys. So they, yeah, okay. So I've got a new order to you. So I can command. So all units defend means that, you know, this order raises all allies' defense. That's what sort of reminds me of Advance Wars, because I forget which one, third one maybe, introduced that you can shout at your units and use a special move kind of thing. Right, okay, I'm leveling up the sniper. That was maybe not what I wanted to do, but yeah, I like the snipers, but they are, you know, again, the way the levels are set up, you can leave yourself in a bit of trouble. So because they can't defend themselves, and they get one shot. If they miss, they can't move away. You know, they're in trouble. And if an enemy is behind cover, they aren't weak to headshots and things like that, like they were. So what's this? Read the writing on the wall, publish regularly. Okay, that's not. And visit the resting place of those who have fallen in battle. Right, we'll look at that in a minute. So I've got 37,000, whatever that money is. So I will develop some weapons. I don't know if I've got any more. Nope. Okay, so my machine guns, I can improve these. So slightly more powerful. Not that much more powerful. But I don't think I can get to the next stage without getting this. So, yeah, I was seeing if I had more shots or something, but I've got the money, so I might as well. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Right, so again, so this is, there you go. Well, actually it's only 15, 20, but I need to do this to get to the next levels. So I'll spend the money. Let's go across to the next one. So this is the snipers, they can't get any more. Grade, I've only really used it on one thing. I can't do any more there. Can't do any more there. Right. So, A-device. So I can give myself more hit points, and I can reinforce my armor. 8,600. Let's do that. That seems useful. As does, general taking more damage is, or taking less damage, I guess, is better. Or being able to take more damage. So I haven't really had to bother with the treads and stuff, but this is where it gets a bit different, I guess, because you see how it says so steel alloy plate is plus 70 to critical damage. I haven't taken a lot of critical damage, so I might just leave that, but it's 2 times 1, so it's like the Resident Evil suitcase, Resident Evil 4, where you need to fit everything in. So reinforced leaf plus 25 tread. I'm not going to bother with these, I don't think. I might bother with these just because I've got nothing else to spend the money on. Okay, so I can't buy that. Yeah, you see, I almost might as well, just to. So okay, so it's 3x1 and 1x2, 1v2. So. See, the hit points is less my concern, because if someone takes a lot, okay. Let's buy this, and that way we can we'll have to juggle some things about. So, so you can see it's on the right hand side. That's my the room I have. I don't know if that levels up if I get a bigger space, but actually this, I don't need to move anything about. I can fit this in. But at some point I'm going to have to take some stuff out, and so yeah. So that's all I can do really with that. So let's see if I've lost anywhere. I don't think I have.
墓参りかね。
いえ、違うんです。墓参りではないんですよ。
おお。
身が引き締まるんです。
This is actually quite fitting today because it's Memorial Day in the UK. The date is, yeah, so it's not the 11th just yet, but we're getting there.
君は面白いことを言うな。
はい。
Okay, I didn't actually realise we were going to get a cutscene. So let's see, because I've heard of the aged gentleman in terms of doing something. So let's see what he does. Okay, so he's going to teach me an order.
経験のない者には教えること。今日は
Sniper
この
support.
オーダー
Use
は
it to request backup from
友軍
allied
に敵兵
snipers.
一人を狙撃して
Sniper single enemy target.
さあ
I don't have enough. You don't have enough experience? Well,
かではまた
that would have been quite useful. I think, by the sounds of it, I would have... it would have sniped someone, just taken them off the map, basically. Maybe it might not have killed them, but just basically you pick an enemy to remove would have been quite useful. So yeah, that's Valkyria Chronicles. I don't want to show you any story stuff because I'm not that far in, but I am at a point where stuff is starting to happen. I saved beforehand and I know where I'm up to, so I don't want to... I've actually done this bit. Like the next cutscene is a spoiler. I've done this bit before. I then exited the game to record stuff. So yeah. So it seems good so far. I don't really know what else to say about it. Hopefully you've seen one of the games like it. It holds up well. I think it still looks good. As long as you're playing with a controller, which I am, it works perfectly. No real issues in terms of frame rate or anything like that. And on my PC at least, like I say, it works great with a controller. Maybe not as accurate and precise, a bit fiddly, whereas with a mouse that would be better. So hopefully they fix the mouse and keyboard stuff. There's still a couple of days, so it might even be fixed before the game comes out. Yeah, so there will be a review up on bitparade.co.uk, hopefully for Tuesday. I have to play a lot more of this to write a review tomorrow night. And yeah, so if you like the video, give it a like. If you don't, just don't say anything. Just don't do anything. But yeah, hopefully you've got an idea of how the game plays. I wish it would have been a more competitive battle. But some of the combat gets very, very long. If you thought that mission that I just did was easy and long, you should see some of the difficult ones because they can take like an hour or something. The mission I did prior to this, involving the kind of fancy robes, yeah, that took me ages. I did it first time. I was pleased with myself. Sort of worked out how to do it, and I've played video games before. I understood what I might need to do. But I had a lot of people get killed and then have to go and rescue them, but I managed to get through it. Yeah, great battle, great game so far, but it can take a while to get through stuff. So, and I've heard it only gets more difficult, or at certain points it just gets really, really difficult, and the next mission will be fairly easy. The next mission I'm doing is a very, not slow pace one, but very, compared to the last fight, which was a big fight, since his stealth mission. Yeah, it's quite good. Yeah, so not a lot else to say really about that, but yeah, like I say, I'll post a link to the review once I've written it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it, and come visit us at bitparade.co.uk. Thanks very much.